When many people think of Scottish food, the first thing that usually comes to mind is haggis. And with its rather interesting ingredients, it can sound a little off-putting. Scotland seems to have this reputation for having boring food, but I don't think that's true at all. There's one dish that proves it, a smoky, creamy soup that's been warming people here in Scotland for generations. So I'm travelling to the town where it all began to find out what makes it so special. Welcome to Cullen. I am so excited to have made it here to the town of Cullen, the home of Cullen Skink. About 2.5 years ago, I returned to Scotland after living overseas for many years, and I've been travelling around Scotland, exploring different places, and in many places I have tried Cullen Skink, and it's available all over Scotland, but the home of Cullen Skink is here, the town of Cullen. So I just cannot wait to try Cullen Skink here in Cullen itself. The town is also extremely beautiful. It's so cute, a cute little fishing village. So I'm looking forward to having a look around the town as well. It is so windy out there. I've got the hat, the fleece and the jacket ready to go. Let's go out and explore Cullen. I have made it down here to Cullen Beach. It is so long, extremely huge stretch of sand here, a beautiful place to go for a walk. And on the beach behind me, maybe you can see those big rocks. Those are called the King's Rocks, and there's meant to be 3 of them. I can just see 2 from where I'm standing, maybe there's another one nearby, and they are said to be Norse gravestones, which is pretty cool. Behind that is also a golf course, so that would be a great place to play golf, right here beside the beach. And then there is an outdoor sauna just over there. So recently in Scotland, saunas are becoming more and more popular, especially in the last 2 or 3 years. There was only a handful probably about 2 years ago, but now more and more are popping up all over Scotland, especially outdoor ones like this that you can go straight into the sea to cool down after your sauna session. But personally, I'm so happy about this because I love going to these outdoor saunas. Are they a thing where you live? I guess it probably depends on the weather. But yeah, if you come to Scotland to travel around, I definitely would recommend searching for outdoor saunas if you're travelling around and want to relax. As I was walking along the side of the golf course, I came across the 3rd Norseman's gravestone. So it's hiding here behind the shed on the land, whereas the other 2 are on the beach right there. As I'm walking along the beach into the village, you can see behind me this viaduct, and as I'm approaching closer into the village, there's another viaduct and then another one over there. So it's like a series of viaducts through Cullen, which is so cool. I've never seen that anywhere else in Scotland before. This is a disused railway line. There used to be a railway line that went along this coast, and it closed in the 1960s, probably as part of the beaching cuts when they closed a lot of the railway lines all over the UK. But it is now a coastal path and you can walk along it. So maybe later I'll be able to find the access point to get up there onto the viaduct. From the bay here, it's sometimes possible to see bottlenose dolphins. Before I try my first Cullen Skink, I need to explain that I am not going to be eating a lizard soup because I have seen sheer panic on some of my previous YouTube videos when I have eaten Cullen Skink, and people think I'm eating a lizard soup because in some countries there is a type of lizard called a skink. This is not a lizard soup, it is a seafood soup. And it's a little bit different to seafood chowder. It's sometimes mistaken for that, but it is different. And the main reason it is different is because Cullen Skink uses smoked fish inside it. So they use smoked haddock inside the Cullen Skink, whereas seafood chowder, the fish is unsmoked, and there's also a variety of different fish used in seafood chowder. Seafood chowder generally can be found in many different countries as well, whereas Cullen Skink is a Scottish recipe. Let's go and try my first Cullen Skink here in Cullen, and I plan to try as many as possible while I'm here in Cullen. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday afternoon to build up the hunger for the Cullen skink. So we'll try different ones because I'm sure the best Cullen skinks are here in Cullen. You might be wondering where Cullen skink gets its unusual name. It's thought to come from the Gaelic word for essence. Originally, the dish wasn't fish-based at all. It referred to a broth made from the scrapings of beef, shins and legs. But when hard times made that meat too expensive, people in the north of Scotland turned to what was plentiful and close at hand. By then, Cullen Harbour, completed in 1819, was a bustling centre for the herring trade, and the village had become well known for its smoked haddock. Local families adapted the recipe, and from there, this rich, smoky soup was born. As I'm walking into the town, I'm passing all these little cute fishing cottages, and if you can see that the front doors are actually not facing the street here, so that was probably because of how harsh the weather would have been. So they were built facing away from the sea. That's so interesting. This street is so narrow. Let's go down here. This might lead to the main centre of the town. I love that all the houses are different colours as well. I just walked under one of the viaducts and all the cars go under it as well, which is so nice. It's still in use. I have reached the town centre area and I've pinned a few places here which have very good reviews for their Cullen skink. I think there's this one, the Seafield Arms, Lily's Kitchen and Rockpool Cafe. Let's go and check out some of these. Cullen skink number 1 has been acquired from the Rockpool Cafe. So I went in there and it is so busy, really popular place. They have lots of great things on the menu as well as Cullen skink. If you have the Cullen skink inside the cafe, it's £10, but they said they also do takeaway and it's £8. So I thought it'd be better to get the takeaway and come here to the picnic bench and look out at the views and also be able to talk on the camera, because it's quite hard when you're in a cafe to actually talk and explain about the Cullen skink. This is my first ever time getting soup for a takeaway. Wow. Oh, there's some bread as well. And butter. Let's open up this Cullen skink. This here is the Cullen skink. Wow, look at those huge big pieces of smoked haddock in there. Very generous with the fish. And then there is the bread as well, and also some butter in the bag, and then they provide the spoon too. So as well as there being smoked haddock inside the fish, there is also potato, onion and milk. So let's give seafood chowder. I almost called it seafood chowder. Whoops. Let's try Cullen skink number 1. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is so good. Oh my gosh, like the smoky flavour of the fish, the seasoning. This is outrageously good. I mean, there's more to try, but I think this is definitely the best one I've ever had in my life. So let's see if the others are similar, but the fish is cooked perfectly. Such a nice balance between the amount of potato, onion and fish. And then the soup, the broth is wonderful. Let's try it with a piece of bread. I don't want to fill myself up too much because we have quite a few more to try. There's no hesitation. This is a 10 out of 10 Cullen skink. Absolutely amazing. The soup bowl is empty. That is a very good sign. That was excellent. Absolutely excellent. And looking forward to trying more, but I think it'll be hard to compete with this first one from the Rockpool Cafe. Before I head back up the street to pick up another Cullen skink, I'd like to thank Klook for partnering with me on today's video. If you haven't heard of them before, they are one of the top experiences booking platforms in the world. They make it so easy to book day trips, tours, attractions, and even transport, all in one place. As someone who's done lots of travel internationally and now I'm travelling closer to home here in Scotland, what I realised is how important it is to have everything organised in advance. What I love about Klook is how simple it is to use. You can use it in your own language, you can pay in your own currency, and they have fantastic discounts and sales. When I lived in Japan, I always used Klook for booking trains. It saved me so much money and hassle because trying to book trains on a Japanese language website, to be honest, it's not the easiest. Klook actually have a great day trip available from Aberdeen, and it comes up this coastline and visits Cullen. So if you want to come here yourself and try Cullen Skink, it's a great opportunity. I've also been eyeing up their Britrail Spirit of Scotland Pass. This lets you take unlimited trains and buses in Scotland, so you don't need to worry about buying endless tickets. How convenient is that? So if you're travelling soon, whether that's here to Scotland or further afield, I definitely recommend checking out Klook. You can use the code RuthAshling to get 10% off your first order, and if you're already a user of Klook, you can get 3% off. I'll leave the link in the video description below, or you can scan the QR code. Thanks again to Klook for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go for main course. Cullen is made up of two parts: the old fishing village of Seatown along the waterfront and New Cullen, which sits just behind. Today, around 1,300 people call Cullen home. The town is also well known for its antique shops, packed with unique collections. And you'll also find a small heritage centre, a co-op supermarket, and a handful of other local shops. I picked up some interesting second-hand books about Scotland, which I'm looking forward to reading. I went back to the main street of the town and acquired Cullen Skink number 2. I am now walking to the top of a viewpoint called Castle Hill, where I'll enjoy Cullen Skink number 2. Castle Hill was first home to a wooden fort built in the 11th century. In 1327, Robert the Bruce's queen, Elizabeth de Burgh, is said to have died at the castle, and part of her remains were buried in Cullen. Much later, in 1746, the Duke of Cumberland gathered his redcoat soldiers on Castle Hill before heading to the Battle of Culloden. I have made it up here to the top of Castle Hill. This is a lovely walk. You get great views over to the beach, over to the town, and I'm ready to try the next Cullen Skink. This is from the Seafield Hotel on the main street of Cullen, and they kindly let me have it as a takeaway. Usually they don't do a takeaway. They put it in this cup for me, but usually you would have it in the restaurant there and the presentation would be much nicer. So let's have a look inside. Oh, smells good. They also gave me some bread and butter as well. This is homemade, I think she said rosemary or something bread that they make in the hotel. The Seafield Hotel has previously won the Cullen Skink World Championships. There is a new winner, which I've not been to yet. I plan to go there for my third Cullen Skink, but this is a previous winner of the championships. Okay, so this is, wow, there are loads of fish in there. My goodness, look at that. Oh, so much fish inside. There is all the smoked haddock. Wow. You probably noticed I have silverware as well, so I'll bring that back after I've had my Cullen Skink. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's try the broth. This is very good as well. The broth is a little bit more creamy than the first Cullen Skink I had. The first Cullen Skink I think was more milky. This one is more creamy. This one, the haddock is cooked a bit further than the first one, but still very good, very, very good. I think it makes it even better looking out at the views of Cullen when you have Cullen Skink. It's like when you drink whiskey in a whiskey distillery. It just tastes different. I'm going to try a little bite of bread. Oh, it's so good with the bread as well. That was very good. I think that one for me was an 8 out of 10. It was quite creamy. I think I preferred the lighter, milkier version that I had first. I was just finishing up my soup actually, and someone came with their dogs and sat down, and their dogs were running around and came over. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know I actually got attacked by a dog last year in France, and yeah, I shared my feelings about dogs and stuff like that, and these two dogs came over, started trying to eat the bread that was beside me. I didn't say anything, I just didn't engage with the dogs. I didn't say hello, I didn't try to pet them or anything like that, and the woman was looking over at me, and then she came over and she said, I better take these ferocious beasts away from you. Sitting here having my lunch on my own and enjoying the view, and I don't want to engage with dogs, and I'm blamed for not being nice to her dogs. I don't know, that's how I felt. But it's funny in this country how dogs are perceived compared to some other countries where that wouldn't really be acceptable. But anyway, welcome to Scotland. I am going to go for a little walk now down to the viaduct over there. You can walk on top of it before I head and try another Cullen skink. I have made it onto the viaduct here at Cullen, and it just feels like a little road. You wouldn't know that you're actually on a viaduct. You can definitely see it much better from when you're on the beach or up at the top of the hill there. It's amazing to think that the railway used to go along here. I just think it's such a shame that all these railways closed all over different parts of Scotland. How amazing would it be if all those railways still existed? There's so many little towns that'd be nice to visit by train, but it's nice that they're being repurposed now, and this is the coastal path. Cullen's iconic viaducts were built in 1886 by the Great North of Scotland Railway. The line played an important role in supporting the area's farming, fishing and whisky industries before closing in 1968. I am back in town ready for Cullen Skink number 3, and I think this will be the last one I'll be able to fit in, although there are more places in the town that serve Cullen Skink. However, I have saved my third one to be the winner of the 2025 Cullen Skink World Championships. The Cullen Skink World Championship brings together home cooks, amateurs and professional chefs, all competing to serve up the most delicious version of Scotland's iconic soup. The event is a tribute to the wives and mothers of Cullen, who for generations kept the tradition alive by making Cullen Skink for their families. This year's winner was Lily's Kitchen Cafe, right here in Cullen, so of course I had to stop by and try it for myself. I have acquired Cullen Skink number 3 from Lily's Kitchen Cafe, and I cannot wait to try this because this is the 2025 award-winning Cullen Skink. Oh wow, it comes in quite a big container. The Cullen Skink at Lily's Kitchen Cafe comes with either oatcakes or bread, so because I've already tried bread with the others, I decided to go for oatcakes. I got 2 oatcakes with my Cullen Skink. Here is the container with the Cullen Skink. Wow, a lot of things inside here. Look at all that fish and potato. Wow, looks really good. Time to give it a try. Oh, that is good. It's quite light, quite similar to the first one I had from the Rockpool Cafe. More milky than creamy. I like that the potatoes and the fish are also chopped quite small, so they're quite manageable to eat, because when they're much bigger, it's quite hard to put them in your mouth. I don't think I've ever tried Cullen Skink with an oatcake before, so let's dip in an oatcake and see how that is. It's nice with oatcakes as well, a bit lighter than having it with bread. I haven't finished this one yet, but I think this is a 10 out of 10 for sure. Definitely the best Cullen Skinks I've had are here in Cullen. So if you're a fan of Cullen Skink like me, or you'd like to try it, I do recommend coming here to Cullen and trying the Cullen Skink here for yourself. I am down here at the harbour now at Cullen and having an Iron Brew ice cream. It's my first time trying Iron Brew flavoured ice cream. So Iron Brew is a popular fizzy drink here in Scotland, sometimes called Scotland's second national drink after whiskey. It's meant to be a very good hangover cure, although it's not really my drink of choice, but as an ice cream, it's actually very, very good. I think I prefer the ice cream Iron Brew flavour to actual Iron Brew. The ice cream shop here in Cullen is meant to be quite famous. They had quite a variety of different flavours. They had one apple pie flavour, Bakewell tart flavour. They both looked really good as well. I have made it down now to the harbour at Cullen, and at one point this would have been basically the lifeline of this town because the fishing industry was the main industry here for over 500 years. This harbour was designed by the famous engineer Thomas Telford, who has designed so many things in Scotland. Everywhere I go, I feel like he's designed everything. So he must have been a very busy man, accomplished many things during his lifetime. I think he built some of the canals. He had the canal tunnel, Falkirk Tunnel, he designed that. There's many other things that he's designed in Scotland. These days the harbour is mostly used for leisure boats, and I also saw some people in swimming earlier. The water looks really clear. I think it'd be a really nice place for swimming here. I have parked up for the night at the Cullen motorhome and campervan stopover, which is located just nearby the harbour. I hope this video has shown you that Scotland does have some amazing and delicious food. There's sometimes the reputation that everything's fried and there's nothing that actually comes from Scotland, but we do have some very nice food here. If you get the chance, I definitely recommend you to try Cullen Skink. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and thanks again to Klook for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to check them out, you can click the link in the video description below. I'll see you next time.